Hey everyone, welcome back to the video. Let's dive into some fun and surprising geography facts. You might think you know the world, but I bet a few of these will catch you off guard. From nuclear weapons to disappearing countries, we've got it all. So buckle up and let's get started. 1. Did you know there are 9 countries with nuclear weapons? The biggest players are Russia with 5,580 nukes and the United States with 5,044 nukes. The United Kingdom has 225, while France has 290, China possesses 500, and India has 172. Pakistan holds 170, and Israel has 90. Finally, North Korea is estimated to have 50 nukes. 2. Minnesota's famous for its 10,000 lakes, but that's just a drop in the bucket compared to Alaska. While Minnesotans love to boast about their lakes, Alaska is the true champion, with over 3 million lakes larger than 3 acres. In fact, Alaska holds nearly 40% of the country's surface water. 3. In Finland, it's not just the cars that need a garage, pretty much every house has a sauna. With over 2 million saunas in the country, there are more places to sweat it out than there are cars on the road. It's safe to say Finns know how to relax and get a good steam. 4. If you've ever looked at China's map, you might think it's huge, right? Well, part of that is because China includes Tibet, which is a massive region, but also a disputed one. Even though Tibet is sparsely populated, its inclusion makes China's landmass look way bigger than it actually feels on the ground. Big country, big map, but not so much in the West. 5. Ever wonder why North and South Korea are so different? Blame it on the Cold War. After the Korean War, the country was split into 2. North Korea went communist under Soviet influence, while South Korea went democratic with US backing. Now they're like polar opposites, with completely different governments, economies, and relationships with the rest of the world. 6. Egypt is geographically in Africa, but it's always been seen as part of the Middle East. Why? Because Egypt's played a major role in linking the Arab world with Africa, with its membership in the Arab League and its huge historical influence during the Islamic Golden Age. Egypt's more Middle Eastern than it is African. It's like that friend who's always on the fence about where they belong. 7. Here's a fun fact. There is actually no country called the West Indies. Did you know that? The term refers to a group of 13 countries and territories in the Caribbean. It was coined by European explorers who mistakenly thought they had reached the Indies, Asia. Even though they didn't land in the right place, the name stuck. So, the West Indies is not a country, but a region made up of various nations and territories. 8. Macau, a special administrative region of China, is now the most densely populated region in the world, with a population density of 24,067 people per square kilometer. To put it into perspective, that's much more crowded than Monaco, which has a population density of about 25,732 people per square kilometer, but Macau is smaller in land area, which makes the density even more extreme. Living in Macau must feel like living in a giant packed apartment building. 9. Transnistria is a breakaway region of Moldova that declared independence in 1991 but is still unrecognized by any country, including Russia. What's interesting is that they still hold on to their Soviet past. The hammer and sickle are proudly displayed on their flag. Lenin's statues can be found everywhere, and their currency is the Russian ruble. It's like a little pocket of the Soviet Union stuck in time. 10. Here's another fun one. Denmark is smaller than Kerala, India, but it has a coastline that's longer than India's or Brazil's. Despite its small size, Denmark controls Greenland and the Faroe Islands, making it the 12th largest country in the world by area. The next time you think of Denmark, remember it's got way more territory than meets the eye. 11. The French Alps might be stunning, but Mont Blanc isn't the tallest mountain in Europe, despite what people think. It stands at 4,810 meters, but there are 2 bigger peaks. Shkara in Georgia hits 5,193 meters, and Russia's Elbrus towers over all at 5,642 meters, making it the undisputed European giant. Take that, Mont Blanc. 12. Forget counting stars in the sky, try counting trees on Earth. With a staggering 3 trillion trees, Our planet is practically a forest in comparison to the Milky Way, which only has around 100 billion stars. That's right, Earth's leafy giants are totally outnumbering the stars in the galaxy. So next time you're out for a walk in the woods, just remember, you're surrounded by more giants than you'd find in the entire cosmos. 13. Denmark is a small country, but its coastline is anything but ordinary. Despite being smaller than Kerala, India, Denmark has a coastline longer than that of both India and Brazil. The reason for this is Denmark's control over Greenland and the Faroe Islands, which significantly expand its maritime boundaries. Greenland alone, the world's largest island, is nearly 14 times the size of Denmark's mainland. Denmark's diverse landscapes, from flat farmland to rugged coastlines, contribute to its unique geography. 14. China's high-speed rail is absolutely massive, and it is stretching over 37,000 kilometers. That's more than twice the size of Spain's network, which is the second largest. It's like a giant spiderweb connecting cities at lightning speed. If you're planning to travel around China, forget long bus rides. Just hop on one of these sleek trains and zoom around like you're in the future. 15. Despite being the 18th largest country in the world, 99% of Mongolia remains uninhabited, which is surprising given its vast size. The country is mostly covered by vast steppes, deserts, and mountains, making it inhospitable to large populations. The most notable feature of Mongolia is the Gobi Desert, which dominates much of the southern part of the country. Additionally, the harsh winter temperatures and limited access to water sources further reduce its capacity to sustain a larger population. 16. China is the world's most populous country, but what's interesting is that 94% of its population lives on just one side of a divide known as the East-West Divide. The eastern regions, home to fertile plains and major cities, are where most of the population resides. In contrast, the western regions, including deserts like the Taklamakan and the Gobi, are sparsely populated due to harsh geographical conditions. 17. Bangladesh, although one of the world's smallest countries, is the 8th most populous nation with over 170 million people. What makes Bangladesh particularly fascinating is that it has more people than Russia, despite being just 115 times smaller. Its capital, Dhaka, is the 9th largest city in the world, surpassing cities like Istanbul, Karachi, and Kolkata in population. The country's rapid urbanization, fueled by a high birth rate and economic growth, has made it one of the most densely populated countries. 18. The Amazon is like the Earth's own weather machine. It's so huge that it creates around 50% of its own rain through evapotranspiration, fancy word for trees sweating. So, while we're all enjoying a nice rainy day, the Amazon is over there working overtime, pumping moisture into the sky and keeping the forest and the world cool and lush. 19. Which countries have the worst geography? Some countries face huge challenges due to their geography, making them harder to govern or develop. For example, Afghanistan has mountainous terrain and is landlocked, making transportation and trade difficult. Somalia has a complex geography with a long coastline but constant political instability. Yemen is plagued by desert landscapes and limited resources, compounded by ongoing conflict. 20. Point Nemo is one of the most remote places on Earth, located in the South Pacific Ocean. It is so far from any land that the nearest island is over 2,600 kilometers away. It's known as the farthest point from land and is considered the most isolated spot on the planet. 21. The Seychelles is an archipelago in the Indian Ocean known for its unique geography. Unlike most oceanic islands, the islands here, like Mahé and Praslin, are made of granite, not coral. These islands are some of the oldest in the world, dating back to the supercontinent Gondwana. The Seychelles is home to incredible wildlife, such as giant tortoises and the rare coco de mer palm. While the land area is small, its economic zone is vast, extending over 2,900 times its landmass. 22. Venus is basically the sloth of the solar system. It takes 243 Earth days to complete a single day, but only 225 days to go around the Sun. So, on Venus, a day is longer than a year. Imagine working that 243-day shift, only to find out it's still technically your day. It's a planet with some serious time management issues. 23. The Comoros Archipelago, located off the eastern coast of Africa, is famous for being the only place where the coelacanth, a rare, living fossil, has been rediscovered. This fish was thought to have gone extinct about 65 million years ago, but in 1938 it was found off the coast of South Africa and later around the Comoros. The discovery of the coelacanth gave scientists a direct link to Earth's distant past, making the Comoros a fascinating place for marine biologists and history buffs alike. 24. Ever heard of a guinea pig loneliness law? Well, in Switzerland, it's illegal to own just one guinea pig. Why? Because these little guys are social animals and need a buddy to stay happy. So, in the land of chocolate and cheese, guinea pigs are basically mandated to have a buddy for life. 25. Okay, let's play a quick game of trivia. What's the only letter that's not in any US state name? If you said Q, you're spot on. There's a Z in Arizona, an X in Texas, but no Q anywhere. So next time you're playing Scrabble and can't find a spot for your Q, just remember, it's kind of like the unicorn of the alphabet in the world of US states. 26. Japan is basically the land of flavors, especially when it comes to Kit Kats. They've got over 200 unique flavors, and each one is tailor-made for specific regions, cities, and even seasons. Think you've seen it all? Well, try baked potato, wasabi, or vegetable juice-flavored Kit Kats. While some sound pretty delicious like banana and blueberry cheesecake, others might make you question everything you thought you knew about candy. 27. You've probably wondered what would happen if you fell all the way to the center of the Earth. Well, according to scientists, it'd take you around 19 minutes to make the journey. And while we've got the numbers down, no one's tried it for real, probably because, it's a bit too dangerous. But just imagine the ride, speeding through layers of the Earth at who knows what velocity. 28. Here's the last one. Lesotho, a small country entirely surrounded by South Africa, holds a unique title. It is the only country in the world with its lowest point situated above 1,000 meters, 3,280 feet, above sea level. The entire country is at a high elevation, earning it the nickname, the Kingdom in the Sky. This stunning geography gives Lesotho dramatic mountain landscapes and makes it one of the highest countries in the world, with much of the population living in rural, mountainous areas. That's it for this video. Stay tuned for more amazing geography facts. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you in the next of Earth Basics.